Bugs, or insects, don't get enough credit. They pollinate the food we eat, go through crazy life cycle changes, and some are just downright beautiful. We are out here in nature today to take a closer look at our buggy friends in this episode all about insects. Insects, by far, are the most numerous animal on Earth. About 1 million have been described so far. The main insect groups are beetles, butterflies and moths, flies, bees and wasps, and ants. Other smaller groups are grasshoppers, walking sticks, mantises, cockroaches, termites. They are found in almost every habitat worldwide and are really important in the food web as pollinators and food for other organisms. The only place where there are relatively few insects is in the ocean, where other arthropod groups are dominant. Insects, like this grasshopper, are distinguished from other arthropods by their body, which has 3 segments. The head, which has the mouth parts, large eyes, and a pair of antennae. The thorax, which usually has 3 pairs of legs in adults and 1 or 2 pairs of wings. The abdomen, which contains the digestive, excretory, and reproductive organs. They're invertebrates, which are animals that do not have a backbone. They don't have any bones, actually. Instead, they have a hard outer shell called an exoskeleton that gives their body its structure. This exoskeleton is called the cuticle. Once formed, the insect cuticle cannot grow. Kind of like how your shoes don't grow with you. Growth can occur only by a series of molts, during which new and larger cuticles form and the old cuticles are shed, like getting a bigger pair of shoes. Insects have a special type of eyes called a compound eye. Compound eyes are made up of hundreds or even thousands of tiny light-sensitive units. Each unit only sees a small amount of the insect's surroundings, but all of them together create a type of mosaic image, a pattern of light and dark spots. Overall, insects do not see as well as humans, but their eyes are great at detecting motion. Many insects have good color vision, with color perception extending into the ultraviolet, like ants and bees. Many flowers have patterns of ultraviolet reflection invisible to the human eye, but visible to insect eyes. Insects are cold-blooded, which means they cannot control their body temperature. This is why insects live mostly in warm places and why you don't see as many in the winter as you do in the summer. To survive the cold, some insects enter a state called diapause, which is their version of hibernation and will not become active again until warm weather returns. Other insects only survive the winter in their larval stage underground, emerging in spring or summer. If you're still here liking this video, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Lifespans, including all stages of the life cycle, are all over the place and range from 60 days for fruit flies to 17 years for cicadas. Some insects, such as mayflies, only feed in their larval stage and go without food during their adult life of only 2 hours. Among the social insects, it tends to be a bit longer. Queen termites may live up to 50 years. Insects hatch from eggs, and although some insects emerge as just tiny versions of the adults of their species, others go through an incredible change on their way to adulthood called metamorphosis. Often, these larvae can live in different habitats to their parents and look very different. In the most primitive wingless insects, there is almost no change in form throughout the entire growth process. Among insects, such as grasshoppers, the general form is the same until the final molt, when the larva undergoes substantial changes in body form to become a winged adult. This is called incomplete metamorphosis. Let's take a look at a praying mantis as an example. A few months ago, I got a praying mantis egg case and waited for them to emerge. Once they did, there were over 100 little baby mantises. I let most of them go, so they wouldn't eat each other. I kept a few, fed them, got to watch them grow, and here is what one of their molts looked like. Once they were big enough to be really successful in my garden, I let them go and continued to watch them grow and protect my little plant babies from other insects. Pretty cool. Now, most insects, beetles, butterflies, flies, are larvae that are totally unlike adults. They enter into a series of molts with a little change in form until they enter into complete metamorphosis, which includes molting first into pupae, think chrysalis or cocoon, then emerging as fully winged adults. Here is a good example of that change. In my garden, I also have butterflies. These are Gulf fritillary caterpillars. They start out as these beautiful yellow eggs laid on this passion vine plant. The caterpillars soon eat the protective covering of the egg and begin to eat the leaves of their host plant. These guys molt as well, and we'll go through about 5 stages in total. Here you can see the caterpillar a bit bigger and bigger here. And then they find a nice safe spot and go into their chrysalis stage until they emerge as an adult, completely different, as a winged butterfly. It's amazing. Insects' primary protection comes from their leathery or spiny cuticle, but some employ various chemical defenses. Some caterpillars have special irritating hairs, which break up into barbed fragments that contain a poisonous substance that causes intense itching or burning and serves as protection from many birds and humans. Many insects discharge repellent or poisonous secretions, while others are protected by poisons that are in blood or tissues, so they're not fun to eat. Those poisons often come from various plants that they ingest. Stings are also used by ants, wasps, and bees for self-defense. Concealment is an important protective device for insects. For some, this simply means hiding under rocks or tree bark. However, many species rely on some form of protective coloration. Protective coloration may take the form of camouflage or cryptic coloration that helps the insect blend into the background. Some insects accomplish this with extraordinary detail. Predators such as birds quickly associate coloration warning labels with dangerous prey or insects that will make them sick. These insects generally have warning coloration such as reds, oranges, and yellows. This can also be good for insects that don't have those dangerous qualities. They may gain protection through mimicry, developing a similar color pattern to that of the distasteful species, like these 2 butterflies. The next time you see an insect, don't rush to squish it or run away in fear. Admire these impressive little creatures and the important part that they play in our environment. And if you want to learn more science, you can check out this video next. Insects. What kind of bee? A bee came to say hi. Okay. Speaking of bees,